Hallo Matthias, willkommen hier zum XJazz Online Festival. Danke für deine Zeit, das kleine Interview hier. Hello Matthias, thank you for your time for the XJazz Online Festival, which you're taking part of tonight. We're going to show your interview. Matthias, you're running Kryptox Records here in Berlin, right? Or Munich, or where are you from, Matthias?
I'm from Italy, but I was raised in Munich and I live in Berlin, and the label is based half in Berlin where the studio is, and I live in half in Munich where there's my three partners of the label. They live in Munich and work in Munich.
Okay, but you're a jack of all trades, aren't you? A label, you are a jazz musician, right? You learned to be a jazz musician, but I know you from more pop-oriented music, also club music from your Goma label. Leroy Hangover was a long time ago, I think, right? So we know each other for a while now. So when did you start this jazz label Kryptox, and why?
Yeah, I studied jazz piano and wanted to be a jazz pianist, actually.
Can you be closer to your laptop, a bit closer to your microphone? Yeah.
Yeah, better like this?
Yeah, it's much
Hello?
better. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah, originally I wanted to become a jazz pianist. I studied at Munich Hochacademy for Music, but somehow I like the DJ thing too, and I like many things in music, and just concentrating on one was not my thing. So I switched over and I started to organize parties and do this record label called Goma. And the first time, and Goma was more in the indie disco camp, but the main love is for jazz. So as the jazz thing is somehow coming back since a couple of years, I thought it's like my duty that I have to do a jazz label from Berlin too, to show some German jazz.
Okay, so you're on a mission, Matthias. So yeah, we had you over for two events in the last year's Kryptox label night. We had I think at where was it? Over at the Holzmarkt. Yeah, Holzmarkt, Sälchen, which was amazing. We had Stimming Lambert playing with Ralph Heidel. What was the third act we had? We had three acts.
Jazz Rausch Big Band.
And the big Jazz Rausch Big Band, exactly. And then we had you guys over last year as well with different acts, and hopefully next year as well. Our festival has been canceled this year. We had one of your acts, Sisi Rada, was supposed to play. But well, here we are doing an online festival. So what are you doing now? I mean, Matthias, I mean, for you, you're doing a label. Are your artists struggling? What are you hearing from your artists? Closer, come closer.
As you mentioned, I closed the window because I'm hearing the sounds from outside. As you mentioned, we're running three labels, and the main label right now is Toytonics, and Toytonics is more like a disco house label with a lot of DJs, and of course for them the situation is very bad. A lot of gigs cancelled, and with that label Toytonics, we usually do 2 big events around Europe. We lost 15 events with Toytonics in Milan, in London, in Paris, in Berlin, in Barcelona. It's all cancelled, and they're gonna be cancelled. So this is kind of affecting us in a bad way for the parties of Toytonics, and in a bad way for the artist who would need to DJ, as you know, very good too. But that's the one side. And the other side, if you ask me what I'm doing, the streaming is crazy. People listen to the music of our labels, and things are happening on more on that digital world. So I see it positively, very positively, and that's my thing right now at home, or coordinating all these things we're doing with the labels.
But are you also writing music for the Kryptox label, or are you doing more club music?
I do everything. Like it's a little bit difficult, we do different labels. Toytonics is a lot of work because we release one record every month, every 3 weeks. We are already preparing the releases for November and December. We release 2 vinyls every month. Yeah, basically. So that's a lot of work, and that's basically, and every release we do in Toytonics, I'm involved. Some more, some less. Some I mix them, others I give just some advices, and some I do the production of the whole vocals or stuff. So, and that's my every day live on the Toytonics side.
Producer sort of situation.
Also, yeah. But I run the labels too. We are 4 guys, but we run record labels try to make people listen to this music. So if you ask me what I'm doing, I do this office stuff for the labels, but also the production right now. And for Kryptox, we are preparing all the releases for the next year that you know about, and we try to develop together.
Are they secret, or what's coming up this year? Or can you tell us anything for the listeners from XJazz?
I can say it. We work together a little bit for the XJazz, as you mentioned. So we are already hoping to have a big XJazz Kryptox event in May 2021.
Yes. And yeah.
And till then, I think the label is going to be on another level, because we signed 4 or 5 new artists from the Berlin scene, and they're going to come. The first one is Niklas Wand, who's going to release next week an EP on Kryptox. Niklas is a drummer / producer. He did an album with Jan Schulte, Buffy Man, and comes from that Salon des Amateurs universe. And he joined our Kryptox crew, and now he's going to come next week. Yeah. Exactly. Then we're talking with other people. We have a band, it's like more a crowd funk futuristic band. They're called Karaba. They're working on an EP. And we have 5 different EPs coming on Kryptox of all new artists from the Berlin jazz, electronica, live scene, all musicians and stuff. So
I look forward to hearing all that. I mean, that's going to be amazing.
I'm doing this every day, all the day. I'm listening to that stuff that's going to come out in the next months. Yeah. That's why I'm smiling.
And as Raphael is also on your day, is he producing new music?
He's finishing an EP right now. Ralph, I hope you're at home, because we would like to release in September a new Ralph Heidel EP. Ralph had a funny thing going on. Maybe you saw this. His music is quite string orientated, quite romantic, impressionistic chamber music / electronica. And he has been asked by Tarek from KIZ, you know this? German hip hop top 10 band. They asked Ralph to replay his album in a string version, and he's working on this.
Okay, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be a major thing, probably, yeah? Major release, I assume, then.
It's already on YouTube. They did the whole thing for YouTube. It's live, and now they're doing an album.
Okay, wow. Okay, cool. Tell me, are there any artists that are really inspirational for you at the moment that you're listening to besides all your A&R work, or are you only doing A&R listening?
No. I listen to... my neighbors woke up this morning with Luigi Nono, a classical Italian composer from the 60s. Is completely using tape selectors and strings that he destroyed with noises. And that was my morning breakfast music. And as I have a big terrace over Neukölln, whole Neukölln was waking up with Luigi Nono.
Okay.
No, I listen to a lot of... Man, Daniel, we are fucking music nerds. We cannot live without listening to music.
Yeah, well, I was just curious because to know what's on the plate. Did you check out the album from Tom Misch and Yusuf Days? Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was funny because someone said it sounds like a jam, and then Tom Misch wrote, "Yeah, well, of course they were all jams." Well, that's the way things go, jamming. Matthias, so what's going to happen after Corona? How do you see the future? What's going to happen? What do you think?
I'm an optimist and very optimistic, and I try to see the optimism also here. Of course, a part of all the dangers and things, I think people have a lot of time now and they are streaming. And when they have time and all the possibilities of Spotify and YouTube in front of them, they can discover the world. Yeah? So I think a lot of people maybe gonna get a better music taste after Corona. Maybe a lot of people gonna discover new music and they're gonna try to see them live next time they tour. I think a lot of people are gonna be tired of listening always the same music they've been listening in clubs or on the radio or on their playlist. And so they're gonna open up. And I think that after Corona, people are gonna be tired of listening depressive music in clubs. Yeah. And so I think certain ways of electronic music that have been growing the last 5 years, business techno, yoga techno as we call it, they might go down again a bit. And people who are going to go out to party, maybe they want to hear more optimistic and more positive music after Corona.
Okay.
And that's your thing and mine too.
Yeah. No, I think, I don't know if it was Steve Buck, but someone said, and it wasn't Steve Buck, it was someone else said, does it make sense to listen to club music now if there's no clubs? Because they were made for clubs, the music. So if we want to make music for the moment, we have to make music for home or for chilling or for the balcony or for the kitchen. Yeah. I was listening to Harry Belafonte with my daughter. That was also fun. Yeah. So
he's right with the quote, but of course he forgets that most pop music in the history of pop music of the last 80 years, no, last 300 years is 80% is dance music. Yeah, a waltzer of Johann Strauss, 1860, was the pop music of the moment in Vienna, but that was dance music. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bill Haley, who was the biggest pop star, he was rock and roll. It was dance music.
Yeah.
And most of the pop music comes from dance music because that's the cultural thing of our human being. 500 years ago, people came together. One was singing, the other was, and that was dance music. You know what I want to say.
Yeah.
So it's the right thought, but half right, because pop music is dance music always been. So you listen to pop music, dance music at home. I mean.
Okay. Cool, Matthias. Would you like to say anything else to our XJazz listeners, viewers? Anything you want to say?
Buy tickets for XJazz 2021 right now.
Great. That's what I wanted to hear. Matthias, thank you for your time. And thank you for taking your time for this interview. Let's hope all the best for Kryptox Records and for XJazz and for everyone else out there. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the...
I'm Mathias Modica from Kryptox Records. Bye. So.